Not sure what you want to draw in your sketchbook? Well, it turns out you can make anything look cute if you put it on a postage stamp. Hi, my name is Sarah, and in today's sketchbook spread, I'm going to think of the most random things I can and invent my own stamps. I've been trying my hand a lot at sketching in 2026, and I'm using this gorgeous sketchbook that my friend got me when she went on her honeymoon in Italy. And sometimes I'm not 100% sure what I want to draw. I just want to draw something. And instead of committing to an entire full page drawing, I decided to draw some stamps today. So I'm starting with a pool ball. I truly just stream of consciousness tried to randomly think of objects that I probably wouldn't expect to see on a stamp, although I'm sure all of these have shown up on stamps before, but the more random the better, the sillier the better. I like that this one has a number on it because I'll make it the 10-cent stamp. I will say the hardest part of this spread was measuring out the stamp grid. That was completely unnecessary. I wasted so much time with this. You could just do random rectangles in your sketchbook and fill them in, but I overcomplicated it. Okay, the next one, don't mind my horrible pencil sketch of here. Let's fix it. Okay, we have a paper clip. Maybe there's an office supplies stamp series, and I just thought it'd be, I don't know, funny to draw a paperclip. It was hard to not get to have like space in between these lines and to have it be the correct thickness. We'll give it a little shadow, we'll give it a little texture. I'm just using my micron pens for this today, and then using like random numbers for the cents. I really like how this one turned out. I wonder if you can guess what I'm drawing before I get too far into it. Okay, make your guesses. Okay, it's a toothbrush. I like this one because I feel like it looks like a portrait, like the toothbrush posed for a portrait. I don't know. I did Google like reference photos for all of these, including the paperclip, LOL. But what I like about this page and this spread is focusing on small drawings and adding in a lot of shading and detail in order to make them look pretty realistic without the use of color. And that was challenging in some cases, especially later. But yeah, I think this toothbrush ended up being one of my favorites. Here, we'll make that a forever stamp. I did have to look up a lot of different pictures of stamps to see like what words are on there. My sister suggested that I do a button, and here I was like, let's be really brave and not use a pencil first, and it totally bit me in the butt because my circle was terrible. But I was like, okay, I'll just make it thicker and go over it, and it'll probably end up okay. And it did. It ended up fine. It's definitely not my favorite one on here, but I end up using a thicker kind of brush pen to fill it in and have it be a black button. I'm using the side of my brush pen in order to have a kind of non-streaky, I want to say wash, but I'm thinking of painting, uh, to fill in most of this button, but leave some of those reflection lines, leave some of the white still there. Let's fill all that in. When in doubt, give it a shadow. And let's give it a cute little pun. Nice. And okay, 1 cent. This next one, I was thinking, okay, I'll draw a house. Maybe I'll draw my house. That's cute. Then I was like, that's not quirky enough. That's not random enough. So I'm going to do a birdhouse, which I also think is not super random, but just a little bit more whimsical. And so for the birdhouse, I decided to slope in the sides of the house, and then it really looked like a birdhouse. Apologies. I thought I did a really good job at first of not having my hand on top of where I was drawing so that you could actually see what I was doing. And as I went down the page, I got so much worse. So I am so sorry that you can't see some of what I'm doing. So I'm deciding to put in a bit of kind of like wood texture by just doing little marks, irregular marks that are mostly vertical, and then some shading underneath the eave of the roof. And this one ends up being really cute. So for my next one, I thought it would be funny to do something that is like stamp shaped on a stamp. So once again, let's see. Ooh, first class. Okay. So once again, let's see if you can guess what I'm drawing before I draw it. Hint, I'm a teacher. Piece of paper. And then I realized I have no room to actually put any text. So I'm just going to make this a forever stamp as well. And let's pretend this is a diary entry. Cute. That one took 0 time. All right, moving right along. Can you guess it? Okay, it's a battery. Would there be a battery on a stamp? Why not? Again, I'm using the side of my brush pen to fill this in, but make it darker on the edges so that it has some reflection. And then using some vertical hatching in order to give some texture to the top part. Shading is really important with this because it's black and white, that I can't rely on using color to distinguish the different sections. So this would be like copper looking, and it's a cylinder, so I'm trying to leave some like reflection spots. And let's make this a AA battery. And then I wrote power series because I thought it would be funny if there was a whole series of stamps with different power sources. And this is the battery one, and maybe there's like an outlet, maybe there's like, I don't know why I can't think of other power sources right now. And then this one, oh man, I had such high hopes for this carrot, and then it ended up being my absolute least favorite. I skipped ahead because I covered up everything I was drawing with my hand, but I think I went too dark and then it didn't look like a carrot, and I was like, I can't add orange, but that would fix it. And so I was like, okay, it's some kind of root vegetable, and we're going to give it a couple. I wanted it to be a carrot that you like pulled out of the ground and there's like dirt and wisps on it and stuff. And then I added the Root Vegetable Society. So like maybe they had a competition and this got like the coveted 50-cent stamp. Thought that'd be cute. Oh man, doing the spread reminded me of the movie Fargo, if you've ever seen that, where the main character's husband, the detective's husband, is drawing ducks for a stamp competition, and he gets, I think, like the 3-cent stamp or something, and it was just so precious for being a movie that's so dark and violent. So, all right, a house key is my last one. This one was fun to draw. I started with pencil because I learned my lesson from the button, and then going over with pen, I was able to kind of widen it because it was too narrow, but I already had those proportions from the pencil. And then I really liked shading this one. I thought it ended up looking good. I'm doing some diagonal like texture for that top part. You couldn't see it because my hand was in the way. And then some hatching for the shadow of the key. And let's give it some shadow kind of behind it so that it looks like it's actually on some sort of plane. There you go. And this will be another forever stamp. If you give this a go, let me know what you end up drawing because I'm kind of obsessed with this as a way to draw without drawing anything huge. All right, thanks for joining. See you next time. Bye.